Hello fellow horror collectors, if you don't know, my name is Mike, and in this video I'm going to be doing a figure review for Neca's most recent release for the Alien franchise, the Scorched Xenomorph. And yes, rookie mistake, I already filmed the review before I did my intro, so he's no longer in the box, he's actually on display behind me, but we're just going to ignore that for now. But please consider giving the video a thumbs up if you like anything Neca's done for the Alien franchise, and consider subscribing if you love horror collecting just as much as I do. But without further ado, let's slice right into it. Alright everybody, here it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging for Neca's Romulus Scorched Xenomorph. Now, right off the bat, I saw a lot of collectors were upset because this is not the traditional window box with the opening flap packaging, but to me personally, I kind of like that because it sets this alien apart from the others, and it's a totally unique design, and I really like it. Now, granted, that original poster, the cover for Alien Romulus with the face hugger on the person's face with that red backdrop, that would have made for a really cool packaging. But nonetheless, I do love the packaging on this Xenomorph. Of course, you got Scorched Xenomorph down here with the awesome red and green, like sci-fi space, almost old school video game kind of design here with the space and like the blood splatter backgrounds. I think this thing looks really great. I love the packaging, so I'm not complaining. And of course on the side here you got one of the awesome promotional shots that we got from Neca when this figure was announced. We covered it here on the channel. Really cool looking. And on the side here, of course, you got the back with 3 more awesome shots. They show you the Scorched Xenomorph with the damage to the dome. They show you the regular, more drone style Xeno that you can do in case you want an army build or something like that with this figure. Very, very cool. And down here on the bottom it says, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Very cool. But this figure, of course, includes a display stand, a face hugger, a chest burster, interchangeable dome, and hands. And on the side it is another photo, but more of the same. Again, I love the packaging. I think it looks very cool, very spacey, very sci-fi. I love the packaging. I think it's really cool. So I'm going to put them at an angle here to try to avoid some of that glare. So yeah, that's a look at the packaging. I'd love to know what you think about it, but let's go ahead and get the Xenomorph out of the packaging, let it breathe our air, and take a closer look. Alright, here's the Scorched Xeno in all of its glory, standing fully tall. This is just over 9 inches tall with 23 points of articulation. All the basic articulation that you're used to with the Xenos. Maybe a little bit of extra in the head play that I kind of noticed when I was messing with it, getting it set up for the film. But regardless of, let's go ahead and take a look at the Xenomorph right away, because I'm already blown away by the outstanding details in this figure. Let's go ahead and start from the top here. Right away, the first thing that jumps out, that stands out, is this amazing striped dome. Of course, that's pretty new to the Xenos, and at least in terms of the movies. This is a really, really cool, sleek design. I love this. This is a really cool design. Of course, he is the Scorched Xenomorph because of the damage from the shock prod when he was in his cocoon. Right there, you can see the crack. That's where he was damaged in the film, and that's a concept that I really love, that they started doing this in, well, horror's been doing this for a long time. I mean, Gremlins has done it, Critters has done it, hell, even Chucky's done it when they introduced multiple Chuckies, about one creature looking different from the rest via deformity or battle damage, you know, such as grid aliens. So I really like that they went ahead and did this in the movie, and it's great for us collectors because, you know, means we have to buy another figure, so hey. Good for the companies, good for us. So yeah, this alien design definitely is more of a drone style versus a warrior because of the sleekness and the silk dome look. I fucking love that. The details are absolutely astounding. The camera's picking up all of its beautiful glory there. And of course, the sculpting, the detailing in the Xeno is just incredible. And shout out to Neca for sculpting all the way to the very top of the Xeno's neck. So articulation-wise, he has a little bit of seesaw action, and he also has like a ball rotation joint. But you can see that Neca, now mine happens to be a little loose. I think it's because of that seesaw. The Xenomorph Queen is kind of the same way, but it should be okay. But Neca went ahead and took the time to articulate, or not articulate, excuse me, took the time to actually sculpt all the way up there. So whichever way you want your Xeno to look, it's not going to look like an unsculpted piece of plastic underneath the neck. So that's really cool. Love the details in the face. Love the crack. All the tubes and the hoses. Really, really, really nice. And of course, this Xeno also features the opening of the mouth, like most of them do. And of course, his tongue does pop out for head bite action, which I'm probably not going to be able to get on camera because my Xeno happens to be a little tight in the joints and whatnot. But never fear, his tongue does come out, but that's nothing new, so there's nothing to see there. But again, I think what really stands out about this figure is, of course, there's new sculpting in his body. Particularly in the abdomen here, the big hoses here in the middle are pretty new to this figure, and this thing just looks gorgeous. If you look at the paint app, like, it's not the camera, don't let this fool you. Like, this figure is painted to look wet and slimy in its design, like all the Xenos always are, and that is what I think really stands out about this figure, is just the amazing coloring and that wet, sleek look. Even if you look at his hand, you can see the reflection just shining off of the beautiful gloss of this figure. Makes him look really cool. Looks like it just walked straight off of the film. I'm loving the paint app on this figure. And of course you can see they've added a lot of the copper in the shoulders, the arms, the tubes on his back. They got the copper tips there. Even down here in the arms, down in his legs, they added a lot of this copper. Now, the copper color is not new to the Xenomorphs. They've done this on the Warrior variant from Aliens. They even did it on the Xenomorph Queen. But what sets it apart from those is this is a much more translucent look of copper, and it pops a lot more than the other ones do. The other ones almost look a little out of place in sorts, but this one, it's blended in such a way to where it looks so smooth. I love the look of this figure. You can see the details in the back, the legs. Look at the details in this awesome tail. Big ass tail. Sculpted to perfection. Of course, the tail is wired for whatever position you want to put it in. That's pretty standard with the Xenomorphs from Neca. And, you know, we talked about 23 points of articulation. All the basic articulation of all the other Xenos. Big ball joint in the shoulder. Double articulated here in the elbows. You're going to have full rotation on the hands, which of course are swappable. It looks like that pinky might be... Well, maybe it's not bent. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. And we got a little bit of rotation here in the abdomen. Of course, other side is the same. Now, these joints, typically with a lot of figures, these upper elbow joints are pretty stiff, so I don't like to mess with them on camera too much. If I need to do it for display purposes, then I'll heat it up a little bit and do it. But, you know, I don't really do it so much on camera. The legs, of course, yeah, one's a little... Yeah, both a little squeaky. But of course, up and down, you know, you got some really good articulation here in the pelvic areas of the legs. And then, of course, behind the knees, you got your standard articulation here in the knees. Pretty good articulation there. All the way down to the feet. And of course, the Xenos have strange feet, so they got articulation up here. Kind of similar to Pumpkinhead, like the upper heel thing, and then down here by their toes. These are articulated seesaw as well, up and down. And I believe this is a new look for the Xenomorphs as well. These little dew claws or these Q-claw nails here on their feet. I don't believe the other ones have that. So that's another unique feature to this Scorched Xenomorph figure. It really stands out. It looks very badass. And I think, in my personal opinion, this might be the best paint app that we've ever seen on the Xenomorph. But of course, we're going to take a look at some of the accessories here. Of course, he comes with a face hugger, which is awesome. Of course, this is going to be one of the black face huggers from the film. Really cool here. I always love the face huggers and how Neca does them because I don't think they're probably too hard to make, but they always look cool. And look at this. We don't always get this with our face huggers. This face hugger has the wire tail, which is really cool. Some have it, some don't. I love to see it. That's very cool. And of course, the chest burster as well. These guys never stand, like ever. But look at the details even on just the chest burster. Like it took some time to do that. And of course, he's got the holes, which means he's wired, which doesn't matter too much because his ass isn't going to stand anyway. Isn't that right, you little son of a bitch? But I love the details. Very cool to have another chest burster. Obviously, I'm sure it's the same for most of us when we display our xenomorphs, our alien collections. We love to have a lot of eggs and a lot of face huggers, a lot of chest bursters, and you kind of want to create the hive look. So that's really cool that we get those included as well. Another really cool thing that Neca included with this figure, which they don't do very often, I mean, the last one I even remember is, of course, the Queen herself, is we get an acrylic stand here to kind of help pose your alien if you want to put him in a different position rather than just up and down, because the tail will help him stand. I mean, this is really cool, and one thing I really love is, look at this. We got a full, complete rotation on even the stand here. It's not, so that's, this is really cool. This is a very versatile tool to help you pose this guy. This was a very nice inclusion, and I've seen multiple collectors say that you can put this pretty much anywhere on him. I mean, if you want it on his neck, the abdomen, it's designed to hold him. But I've seen multiple collectors say that right under his tail, aka pretty much right up his ass, that's where you're going to want to. That's where it's going to hold the best. I'm probably not going to need the stand for display purposes, but if you do, that's what I've heard from multiple people. So take that for what it is. If they're wrong, take it to them. If it's right, I'll take the credit. But seriously though, another really cool thing you can do with this figure, of course, is you can remove the injured dome to reveal the skeletal underneath. And that is creepy and yet cool all at the same time. And I gotta ask, put down in the comment section below, as soon as I popped off that dome piece, Tarman popped in my head instantly. And is it just me? Let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, so this is really cool. You get to see the skeletal underneath of the xenomorph, and of course you can replace it with the undamaged dome piece. 2 little pins on each side, and they just slide right in. Boom, just like that. So if you want to get some regular, you know, if you want to buy multiples of this figure and you want to get some just regular Xenos, you know, non-damaged, or you want to do a pre and post battle damage Scorched Xeno, you want to army build, whatever you want to do, it's really cool that Neca included this extra piece because it just gives you more versatility amongst your collection, and that I fucking love to see. I'm going to go ahead and put the Scorched battle damage dome back on because of course mine is going to be displayed like that. But the last thing we got to look at for this xenomorph figure is, man oh man, if you like handies, this is the figure for you, because there is actually 6 pairs of alternate hands, which is incredible. You got, of course, a more open look kind of hand with the very long fingers kind of reaching out. You got a little bit more closed. Up to you for displayability and what you want. But again, the sculpting and detail and even the coloring in the hands is awesome. You got those copper tips, the silver long nails, all painted very well. You got these more, you know, these ones are like a lot more, definitely a lot more open style. So that's pretty cool. There's so many hands here, y'all. You got this, another pair of hands right here. I mean, this is just crazy, the amount of hands you can put on these fuckers. It's like, Jesus Christ. I thought he was missing a finger. It's actually, he's kind of bending it inwards. I was about to say, he's missing a damn finger. And then you got these really weird ones, which I saw people kind of confused over. It's like, what the hell is that? I'm pretty sure it's if you want your xenomorph to crawl. It'd be in some sort of crawling position, like the runner, aka dog alien. I think that's what these are for. So you can have him on all fours if you want to put him in that kind of position. So, well, a little bit of a mistake there. Look at that, the silver paint on the side of the finger. Somebody fucked up. No, it's all good. I don't care. So anyway, so yeah, you get a ton of different hands, the alternate dome, the face hugger, the chest burster, the stand, complete with, in my opinion, aesthetically, probably the best xenomorph Neca has ever put out. I love this thing. I have no idea where I'm going to put it in my alien collection because as you can see here, it's packed. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I guarantee you one thing, I'm going to put it somewhere because this thing is fucking awesome. I really hope you enjoyed this review. Please let me know down in the comment section below if you're going to get your hands on this figure or if you already have it. And as always, you can follow me on Instagram right there for a more personal look at my life of horror. Link will also be in the description. But one last time, my name is Mike, and this is my design.